All right, good morning, afternoon, and evening, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to another No Major Glitches, A Link to the Past tournament race here on Zelda Speedruns. I am Anders QT, and I am joined today by Rob J. Beasley. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Looking forward to a nice race.
Yeah, both these runners have some pretty competitive times, so I'm pretty excited to see what we have going on.
Yeah, for sure. It should be a close one, as a lot of the races in the tournament have been.
Definitely. Some tough stuff for both runners. This tournament has shown us a lot of different things, so we'll keep our eyes open. And while we're waiting for our runners to start, how chat? How are you doing? We care about you too. You know that, right? Hello, Olivia. Just want to remind everyone that if you haven't, if you taken your meds, eaten a meal, had some water, go do that now. First 6 minutes of this runner just escaped. Nothing ever happens in Escape, he says, knowing that something's probably going to happen in Escape.
One day something will.
One day something will, and it'll be awesome. As a fun little thing that we have in this tournament, both runners pick the other runner's title screen, so we have Lanx picking someone's quiz time, and someone picking Lanx's no hovers, and they're off to the races. As we know, go ahead.
I was just going to say we have to mash through some text to start with. A nice fun start to the run.
Yeah, so lore-wise, there's not too much actually going on here. We're just leaving home. I'm just gonna go after our uncle who told us not to leave, and we're gonna go out in the rain anyway, ruin his gardening job, and, talk to a telepathic princess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in typical video game protagonist style, we ignore the advice of the authority figure and proceed on with our quest.
Absolutely. So now just to make things clear here, someone is the number 42 seed, Lanxion is the number 14 seed. But as we've seen in this tournament, their times are very close. Anything could happen, so keep your eyes peeled on this winner's bracket race. We're unfortunately finding out that our uncle is dead, so we take the sword and shield off of his dying body and leave him in a pit. I do not know A0. I'm going based off of the race alerts in the tournament channel, but it also could just be that I haven't taken a math class in over 10 years and I don't remember how to read numbers.
The numbers you read out are the ones I have written down for them, so I think you're good.
Okay, well, yeah. What now, Ace? So, as you may have understood, I do meme a lot, but in this split, the biggest things that we're going to really be seeing are a bit of basic movement tech and a little bit of an introduction to the way that the RNG in this game works. So we'll see them heading down through these dungeons, both doing pretty well. I'm going to do a quick refresh on my end. I have a little bit of desync. But a lot of this game is about reaction. Coming up on our first mini-boss here, the ball and chain guard. Ooh, Lanx having some trouble with that green guard in the basement room. Lowercase b, Ace. Lowercase b. Rob, do you want to talk a little bit about this mini boss fight?
Sure, it looks like both players went for the 8/ strategy there. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can use some of the pots from the neighbouring cell to deal some damage. It's a little bit slower, but not that much. A lot of players have favoured it in the tournament, but both players getting a nice clean 8/ here.
Absolutely. Link's still losing a little bit of time because of the run-in he had with the deputy guard in that room, but nothing too worrisome in my opinion. For those of you who are maybe new here, the woman following behind our character, her name is Zelda. She's the title character of the series, and she's a princess, and we're breaking her out of prison. Good job, us. Good guy, Link.
Yeah, both players have got the princess back upstairs now, and will be heading into the sewers soon, in a classic escape hijinks.
Link's having to do a little bit more dodging, bobbing and weaving between those green guards there. Someone got a really nice pattern. So, like most places, there is a sewer and set of catacombs behind a wall. So we're gonna go in there. Someone having a little trouble pushing that. I think he thought that it was pushed far enough, and it was not.
Yeah, I frequently find myself trying to move too early there. It's to speedrun, you've got to try and go quick, right?
Yeah, considering my my experience, I typically I just keep pushing. I'm just gonna keep pushing because I know that anytime I don't, it's not enough. Link's getting a little bit annoyed with one of those snakes there, having to toss a boomerang and getting caught on a corner there, but still in good shape over here. They're very close in time. Really good manipulation. Let's see how someone does with the key rat. Not the best pattern in my opinion.
Both got top left.
Yeah, both of them really. Those rats! Oh, Lanxy,
Yeah,
buddy.
rats all over the place on Lanx's side.
I'm mad for him right there. So obviously these catacombs lead to a church with a totally plot-relevant priest who's gonna be seen numerous times over the course of this race. Get to know him, ask him his favorite everything. Look at those rat frames on Lanx's side of the screen, which are gonna share us just a little bit. Or save us just a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think it's like, is it nearly a second? I think it's pretty good, the old rat frames.
Yeah.
Both players grabbing Sanctuary Hearts.
We are not properly synced yet on my end, but based on the timers, I think Lanx is about actually a little bit ahead based on the timers on their screens, but I could be wrong. So with this
yeah, I think you might be right. I'm not sure if Lanx started late or if this is just a desync issue, but yeah.
Either way, we're here to just keep you guys on your toes. Ooh, didn't expect that, did ya? Ooh, someone getting a difficulty with that Armos statue, but making it through relatively unscathed.
Yeah, half a heart's not a big deal here. It's easy to pick up some extra hearts in Eastern pretty, like, low cost of time, or just, carry on. Half a heart doesn't usually matter.
Exactly. We are going to keep an eye on our hearts just in case something weird does happen, because we do have a pretty time-saving damage boost that we're going to do later in this dungeon that we need at least 2 hearts for, because it deals 1.5 hearts of damage.
Yeah, and someone chose to skip the easiest heart pot there, so it looks like he's content playing with 3.5.
Absolutely. Both doing that manipulation very well to make sure that they only spawn 2 of those skeletons.
Yeah, that's sort of the room where the speedrun feels like it's properly begun, like it's a real strat. You do some manipulation, it doesn't feel like normal gaming.
Absolutely. Other than that, and one other trick that we're about to see, this whole dungeon still feels very much pretty casual. I mean, casually planned, perhaps, but still casual. Oh, that Popo, giving both of them some tough luck, just wants to sit right in that middle of that hall. Nice deboost on both sides. So obviously that is the other trick I was talking about. We use iframes to lift up a pot and push a button and get a big key instead of killing everyone within sight.
Yeah, killing all the enemies is pretty slow.
Murder is slow. You heard that here.
And that's why you
Life
shouldn't do it.
lessons. Yeah, don't do murder, guys. Y'all, I should say. Whew. These are some speedy boys. So we're coming on the Cannonball Room, which is one of the bigger RNG pieces of the run. Here in Zelda Gamer Room right after the runners. Oh, very nice patterns to kill off everything in that room, more murder. And now we're getting ready for a boss fight that should, if all goes well, be pretty scripted. The Armos Knights fight is not bad. Dao, I can neither confirm nor deny. It looks like, unfortunately, someone's did not go particularly according to plan. Still manages to clean it up.
Yeah, he just missed one of the arrows on one of the knights that was going around and had to clean it up, but it was a decent recovery.
Absolutely. Typically, you should only, note I said should, need 18 arrows in that situation. Fire off 5 one way and then the rest the other way, and everyone's gone and you don't get the enraged phase, but we, sometimes a statue or two will hop up.
Yeah, someone actually got an extra arrow drop in the dungeon there as well, so is still ahead on arrows despite having to shoot some extra ones.
Very good. Now, Rob, talk to me about this old man Sahasrara for a little bit.
Yeah, so do we think he's wearing a cowboy hat, or...?
You know, that was mentioned to me in one of the comms that I did earlier, and it really blew my mind. And I can't unsee it now. But he does give us these funky Pegasus boots, and since Pegasi are based on horses, I guess they could be cowboy boots. Ooh, someone
would make
taking an
sense.
unfortunate Octo-Rock to the face. But they let us go fast. We've seen spin speed already, both of them having very nice spin speeds. And they're just, they're dashing. Now that we have met Sahasrara, the cowboy who rode a Pegasus and gotten his boots, we want to learn a little bit more about what happened when Saha was young and beautiful. So we're going to go to the library and steal a book. Little route divergence here, not even a route divergence, just a technique divergence. Someone opting to do a spin speed on the library screen, missing it the first time and having to double back on those stairs will lose a little bit of time, whereas Lynx avoided it, which was a little bit more consistent and therefore faster in this situation. Both of
Yeah.
them getting very nice spin speeds leaving, though. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, the spin speed on the way to the library is called Unholy Spin Speed for a reason. It's one of the smallest time saves that gets done, and if you miss it once, it's definitely a little bit of a time loss.
There are definitely a few points like that throughout the game, honestly. For example, the bumper skip. If you miss bumper skip, you should have skipped it. You should have done bumper skip skip.
Yeah,
in
for
Tower
sure.
of Hera. Or bumper skippant. I don't know what the proper term is.
Yeah, we'll see if either player goes for the Desert 2 spin speed as well. That's another one that's a small time save and pretty scary.
I personally hope not, because anytime someone does it, I can feel my throat close up and everything get hazy as I worry about them popping back down and having to do the desert victory lap.
Yeah, I've never fallen off myself, but I don't go for it in races for precisely that reason.
So, back to the clocks to pre-COVID times when I was learning this run and I learned how to do spin speeds, and I was so excited because I'd never been able to figure them out. And so I tried to do Unholy Spin Speed as a person who had never done a full NMG run, and I fell off immediately. I fell off, like, so immediately. It was embarrassing. Everyone laughed at me. I totally don't have trauma about it. It's fine.
Yeah, there are definitely some strats that, like, once you failed them once, you stop going for them for a while.
Yeah. Example, Hammer Dash in Swamp Palace. Before the big key. That one, nice RNG on the cannonballs, really for both of them, but I think Lynx's was slightly faster. Someone's exit taking a little bonk there, but nothing too terrible.
Yeah, nothing particularly eventful in Desert for either player yet. Lanx choosing to pick up the extra 5 rupees there in Circle of Pots because he hadn't got a drop yet.
I'm talking, Josh, about the Hammer Dash to the big key in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, there are also other Hammer Dashes in Swamp Palace which don't actually save time and are traps.
Oh gosh, Lynx did it! Lynx did the Desert 2 spin speed, didn't fall. Someone opting not to. So now, unlike our Armos Knights in Eastern Palace, the Desert Palace boss can be a little bit more tricky. There is no, to the best of my knowledge, there's no real script that you can follow. You need to put your gamer pants on, or your gamer skirt, or a gamer kilt, whatever, float your boat, and you need to read the RNG, read the hops, and time things. So they set up this first one, Lynx getting 2 in the third, 1 in the second, 1 in the first.
Yeah, honestly, the Landmowers fight, sort of at any level, is one of the most inconsistent parts of the run.
Lynx making it with a pretty early 4 cycle, just 1 arrow remaining on that last cycle. I think we're going to see a 5th cycle from someone.
Yeah, I think that was a 4 that was just missed.
And a 6th because of that mildly short hop.
Yeah, that can happen if you don't get enough hits on the last one. Like, that's, it can just get away from you and force some extra cycles.
So now we'll see both runners likely set up for the fake flippers exploit, in which we trick the game into thinking that Link knows how to swim. Because at this point he doesn't. And I'm not gonna get into that, I guess. but it is very tight and can be very dangerous. Thank you, Biliberal, for the kind gift sub. Link's missing it once, getting it the second time. Let's just hope gets through the portal fine. If you get hit in that portal, bad things can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's usually run over, but for the purposes of this tournament, save and quitting to get out of it is legal, but it still invalidates your run in terms of leaderboard, so hopefully nobody fails that, save and quits, and then PBs. That would be a bit of a feel bad.
You know, we've seen quite a bit. One of the runs that I saw yesterday and was commentating ended one of the runs with a fire rod soft lock during the Ganon victory screen.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one too. Yeah, that was certainly something.
So now we find an old man in the middle of a cave, and we take him back to his actual cave home, for which he gives us a magic mirror. I often wonder about the exchange rate in Hyrule. Link's taking a bit of a cabbage bonk there, allowing us to get the spin speed eventually, but, you know, we prefer not to take some bonks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty easy to get beaten up on Death Mountain. Someone not getting the spin speed first try and just abandoning it, which I think is the smartest plan.
So fun fact, technically this is not Death Mountain, according to the original source material, though it is referred to as such in other places. It's technically Heber Mountain, which is a term that I don't believe actually shows up again until Breath of the Wild. And then the Dark World equivalent was Death Mountain, but meh. I really like Zelda trivia. Sorry.
That's fine. That's some lore I didn't know. That's for sure.
Meanwhile, Link's hanging out in our favorite equivalent auto-scroller room. Someone heading there right now, getting bumped a little bit by the mini mold worm, so meh. But there are quite a few different strategies to get through this. A few meme strategies, but you can't get out any sooner than you normally would, so.
Yeah, neither player using boomerang strats in Hera here by the looks of things.
Holy smoke, we are trivia experts here at A Link to the Past Vanilla Speedruns. So that is a trivia question from last year, actually, that has not been used this year. Clothing rate... no, Juju, this is no major glitches any percent.
Yeah, nobody wants 100% tournament. Can't imagine racing dig game.
Oh gosh, that is the only time you do that is with a group of friends on a holiday when you're a little drunk. If that's your vice. Beautiful bomb jump on Link's side of the screen. Someone hanging out, going through our beetle rooms. I don't believe that Link's hit the safety switch.
Yeah, with the healthy house, I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, someone ended up hitting it. Link's getting a really nice bumper skip. Let's see how someone's bomb jump goes. Very nice. Now this evil string of burgers is Moldworm on Link's side of the screen. Frustrating because he has some... No!
You hate to see that.
The middle hole, YHTSI. You hate to see it.
Was he on the last hit as well?
Yeah, it was the last hit. We don't like to see that because it is a big time loss. Someone opting to do bumper skippant. So that's just a nice thing to know. Let's see if someone can make up some time.
Thanks hits bumper skip 2.
Electric Boogaloo. Someone having to chase this worm down a little bit, which is always a bit frustrating. The gasp happened. Link's now making me nervous again. But Link's still getting out. Just a split second on my screen. Have no idea about the synchronization right here.
Yeah, it looks pretty synced up.
Yeah. Their timers, however, are a little off, but who knows. I think Lanx was probably watching in on this and said, "Oh, they're talking about how I'm a little bit ahead. Let's make it a race. Let's just keep them awake."
Yeah.
So,
according to the splits here, it looks like Lanx has about a 5-second lead here, maybe.
Very good. So, Rob, I've been informed by the powers that be that I talk a lot. So feel free. Why don't you tell us about this next section we're going to see, so I can shut my gob hole?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to be grabbing the tree rupees on the way to the Master Sword here. Basically, if you kill some enemies, well, if you kill 4 or more enemies and pull a tree, you get some blue rupees. And if you kill them without taking damage, you get some red rupees. And we're going to be pulling a couple of trees here to get the rupees we need to pay Kiki the monkey to enter the Palace of Darkness. It does make this this segment kind of important because you don't want to take damage and fail the tree rupees. You have to do a backup, which is not particularly fast.
Apologies, during my little break I had to go run to the little baker's room and pull out my dinner for the day because it was in the oven.
What have we got?
I made a chicken pot pie.
Delicious.
I might, who knows, if we get a double crystal cutscene, maybe I'll grab a pic, post it, and post a link for y'all. So we now have the Master Sword. I Faye, I said it, and then I was like, I should not have called that the little baker's room. That's probably misleading. But we have the Master Sword. We're gonna do a tree pull, kill a bird, and get out of here.
Yep. Things to note there. Someone has picked up the mushroom for potential fake powdering later, but Lanx has not. And also, Lanx got the arrow drop from the bird you kill there, and those arrows are gone forever.
R.I.P. arrows. So before we get there, I want to talk a little bit about another little manipulation that we're about to try and see. The fairy skip is in the third room of Aghanim's tower proper. We're going to do some manipulation to make sure that a fairy does not drop, which will come in handy later in one of the more difficult parts of the run, hopefully.
Yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite small optimizations. It pays off so far down the line.
Yeah, and as a newer runner, I find that Aga Tower is a really great place to really put those early Light World skills to the test. Because you really have to use everything that you've learned thus far. I think that LTTP is really wonderful with that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a Lanx W emote, put that in chat for the chest turn we just saw from Lanx in that dark maze. Chest turns are a very important skill that we have in A Link to the Past. Can save minutes per turn, so keep an eye out for those. They're very important. I am joking. They don't save anything.
I mean, they can save a frame if you get it optimally, which you won't.
You won't. They're a little bit of a meme in the community. Gosh, I had a little gasp there when when someone got hit by those spears in the last room. Nice Foreman's Basement from Lanx, pretty reasonable. Someone doing a good job of grabbing that extra heart that had dropped. Beautiful Foreman's Basement from him as well. And now we're going into the biggest RNG portion of the run.
Yep, here we go again. How many balls do we think, chat?
Yeah, get your guesses in chat. Is that 3 for each, 3 for one, 3 between the two of them?
Yeah, so I guess I'll explain how this fight actually works. Basically, Aghanim goes through a cycle of attacks. The first one is always an energy ball that you can deflect back. The next 3 are 50-50s, either deflectable energy balls or blue balls, which you cannot deflect and lose time. Then you get a lightning cycle, and then the whole thing repeats. And we need 6 energy ball hits to kill Aghanim.
So, it's always a little tough for us to keep track of the blue balls here because they're both going at the same time. But, Lank's definitely getting some, getting some. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
I think I've seen 6 balls in total, but I'm not entirely sure where they all were.
I think it's 3 and 3 right now, actually. But, again, math, not my strong suit.
See, if I was smarter here, I could work it out based on how many cycles after a lightning cycle the boss dies, but...
Well, the point is that they're both here at the same time.
Okay, I think that means 4 for Lanx.
Yeah. We have confirmation in chat. Perfect. Ooh, taking an energy ball to the face on someone's side, but still getting out pretty scot-free there. I miscounted there. It might have been 5? 4? Yeah, 4 and 4. I wasn't sure because of that that electrocution that someone took.
I mean, it's a shame it wasn't less, but it's nice to see them level. You don't really want to see races come down to RNG.
No, that's that's so last year. So, chat, I've got a proposition for you. It was 4 and 4, Olivia. If you're good, there might be some trivia in it for you. This is from our easy stack of trivia, but there could be some trivia in there for you if you're good and you want it, and you ask nicely. But meanwhile, we're going through one of my favorite overworlds to make it to Palace of Darkness. Now, I know quarantine has been hard, but tuck it. Thank you. So we got to give a little bit of money to a monkey here. That's why we did those tree pulls to get that 110 rupees. 10 up front and then 100 to actually open the dungeon. Though what Kiki does with them, I'm not sure. Rob, what do you think? What do you think Kiki's doing with this 110 rupees?
I mean, the safe guess is bananas.
Do they have bananas in the Dark World?
That's a fair question. I mean, you're the lore guy, right? Do they have bananas in the Dark World?
Bananas are not one of the fruits that show up in the Dark World. Or in the game overall. There is a fruit, though.
Link's Awakening has bananas.
Link's Awakening does have bananas. It's also the only official other appearance of Kiki, though there are other monkeys in other Zelda games. Someone getting 1.0'd falling down that hole there is kind of frustrating, but what can you do?
Okay, Lanx has the big key. We'll now be heading to Hammer Jump, one of the precise tricks in the run.
Double pixel perfect heck on a disappearing drawbridge, or I guess it's not technically a drawbridge, it's just very unstable.
What I want to know is, how does the bridge stay up when the first platforms are falling away?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe Kiki is investing in GME. So you have a certain number of buffers that you can do here to save before you're losing time, but Lynx gets it pretty well. A few extra, very nice one on someone's side. I think only 2 free buffers, so Lynx taking a 70 frame bonk right there before mirroring out with a key.
Yeah, that's made it a little bit tighter again. Lanx had a little bit of trouble getting to the pixel to place the bomb.
Absolutely. Not worried about either of their healths. They're both in very good shape for this point in pod.
Yeah, we can grab some heart pickups in this next room, and that'll put them both back to full health, as long as you're not more than 3 hearts down at this point.
Mm-hmm. And beams really do make this next section a little bit quicker. IMO.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, any hearts you're down at this point will make you die faster to Helmasaur King, who is one of the scarier bosses.
I'm hoping that we don't see that.
Yeah, you don't expect to, but you know, it's been known.
It has been known to happen.
I certainly couldn't have done it, not in this tournament. One of the turtles getting loose in Turtle Party for Lanx there, but cleans it up pretty well. And basically the same thing on someone's side. Ooh, although a bit of a harder time. So someone is 1 hit down going into the boss here.
Let's just send some good vibes. This is not an easy one. Lanx opting for the newer spin speed strategy, but taking a little bit of a bonk there. Or not bonk, a hit from one of the fireballs is always frustrating. The randomness of those fireballs is really what gets you. Lanx also getting pinned against a wall there.
It's a nice double spin strat as a backup when you get pinned against the wall. I hadn't thought of that one.
Yeah, very nice. Lanx getting through with minimal issue, and I think we're gonna see someone also. I don't want to jinx it.
There we go.
Okay, cool. I was like, I should probably wait for that last hit, shouldn't I?
Yeah, someone had a little bit of trouble getting into spin speed state there and maintaining it, but the fight was won.
But the real winner is you, the viewer. You get to hang out with us. So now one of those maidens that we've not really heard anything about, because 1, we're in the Japanese 1.0 version, and 2, we don't get all the lore because we skip half of the stuff, is saved. Hooray. By the way, we're saving maidens now.
Yeah, the maidens are the descendants of, I'm going to say the knights.
Ancient sages.
Ah, so close.
So also, Link's taking what I can only call a frame rule from one of the Ropas on the overworld screen there. A little cleaner from someone. Not that there was much that Lynx could do. Let's see how his hammer dash goes, because that can be sometimes a little frustrating, but he gets it perfectly on Lynx's side. Also, Chad, are you proud of me for remembering the difference between ropas and popos? Because I always forget.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy thing to forget. The Dark World has both, though. That's another piece of trivia I picked up recently.
See, that's what got me. I thought that Dark World had one and the Light World had one, so I was like, oh yeah, these ones are here. And then everyone was like, you're stupid. I was like, you're right. Anyway, we're talking to a stump kid who's afraid to leave his stump, and he gives us a shovel to find a flute that is covered in dirt that we're going to put against our face without cleaning. Ladies and gentlemen, wash your hands. Everyone
And your
wash
flutes.
hands. And your flutes. Thank you, Chex, for popping that reference. So, Unholy Spin Speed makes a bit of a return, though here it is very useful because it allows us to outrun Usain Bolt, the fastest guard in all of Hyrule. Let's see how someone does in this foot race. Very close, but very good.
Yeah, that spin speed is basically required. The screen without it is pretty miserable.
And now we're going to be heading towards the Thieves Town entrance, which is a pretty fun split if you ask me. It's really interesting to see like a truly man-made, like carved out house in a sense, you know, as a dungeon. So someone taking a bit of trouble from those blue guards, but you know, one heart.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter. Thieves Town, not a split where you see deaths very often, but obviously it can happen anywhere.
Absolutely. So, chat, do you want trivia today? You let me know, because I can skip it. You gotta let me know in time. Alright, Check says no trivia today. So at this point, we're just searching for the big key, which is just... Oh, there it is. It was in the first chest that Lynx looked in. It's almost as if this isn't rando. That was a bad joke, but I thought it was funny.
Exclamation point, not rando.
It is my favorite thing to quote. Not that there's anything wrong with rando, but the context clues people they're here. But now in the back portion of Thieves Town for Lynx, he can head on through around these very frustrating enemies and try and get the perfect Heckway pixel, but it doesn't matter because there was an enemy in the way, so made it through pretty well.
Yeah, I suspect he overdashed on purpose, having seen where the enemy went. So, same RNG from someone there.
Someone getting a bit of a bonk, though. So they had the same Heckway RNG, they had the same blue balls. Jeez Louise.
They have the same key rat, too. It's just they're playing the same seed.
And, you know, like, they had the big key in the same chest. Someone's playing a trick on me, I'm guessing. So heading down into the proper basement after doing some interior decorating, we're gonna go save a maiden. Notice how every single person other than Link, who we know is, Hylian, in this case because of the Moon Pearl, everyone else is a monster except for, oh, look, a maiden. She's totally fine, right?
That can be 2 moon pearls.
There could be, like, a matching set, like a little earring set. That's probably what it is. Now, I don't know what you're talking about, Kane. No, she's totally fine. That's why we're gonna get her out of here, right?
Right,
Let's
well,
take her through
Lanx is, entering the scripted boss fight here.
Yeah, hopefully it stays scripted. Blind is one of those bosses who takes the same amount of damage no matter what you hit him with.
Yeah, it's a cool fight in Rando for that reason. You can fight Blind with most things. There we go.
Absolutely. Very nice fight on Link's side. Let's see how someone does. Very nice second phase. I liked the little swoop he did. Very nice. Very good.
Yeah, I think basically perfect fights from both of them. So there's basically the length of this this text box sequence between them at the moment. Blank's getting his money from the brewery there, and now we're going to do the smith sequence, upgrade our sword.
But that's a frog, not a smith.
Well, if he had another moon pearl, he'd be a smith.
Well, I guess we shouldn't have given one to Blind then. Chex, you said you didn't want trivia. Your cat typed that? I thought Max and I were friends. So since Chex wants trivia now, I will do trivia when the first runner burns the entrance to the back of Skullwoods. And you'll have until the second runner finishes the or catches the crystal from the Skullwoods boss.
Ooh, no fence dash. You hate to see that.
That's a time loss, yeah.
Someone gets it though, so we got to see the swag from one of them at least.
Still, you say someone gets it, and I'm like, but which one?
Yeah, it never won't feel a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Anyway, so both are heading into a particularly difficult room that we're seeing on Link's side of the screen. This mummy room, the mummies can be really frustrating, especially when they get in your business like that. You typically don't want to be pulling the statue when you're going towards the left.
Did someone fall down a hole?
Yes, someone fell down the hole in the middle set of bushes. So that's not great. A little DLC there, and because you fell down, you can't even mirror to get out.
Correct. Just push you back where you fell.
So both of them are having quite a Skullwoods, if I do say so myself. Link's taking a bomb jump. I'm wondering if he's going to just bonk out with that health. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Gosh,
oh no!
You hate to see that.
These mummies have gone some places today.
And the Wallmaster RNG or fall too.
Yeah, so when you were talking about that room the first time, I was going to say it's one of the most satisfying rooms to do correctly in the run, but unfortunately that was not demonstrated here.
You're very true and very correct. So Lynx is about to burn the back of Skullwoods. Now this is from my easy pile of recurring Zelda character lore. I mentioned last trivia that we have a lot of recurring names in the Zelda series, including things like Zelda, Link, Ganondorf, and last trivia's answer of Fado. In this, we're going to be taking a look at a character introduced in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This seemingly straw creature with a beak appears in 3 Zelda games, one of which, Ocarina of Time. Can you name the other 2 games that this character appears in? Rumor has it that this may even be the same character over all 3 games. VOD has the correct character, but can you tell me which games? So we had a bit of a a group answer here. Vortex of Doom got the character, Super Mama World got the games. It is Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask in addition to Ocarina of Time. So good job, guys. You can feel good about yourselves.
I can't
Meanwhile,
believe
this
Kane
moth
wasn't
is-
right with those games.
No. Kane could feel right if Kane wants to feel right. Nice moth fights from both of them, so that's always good to see. And if you have a Zelda trivia question that you'd like to see featured during the course of this tournament, feel free to let us know. We'd love to do it, even if it's something like, where is the Ropa in the light world? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So now we're on our way to hit a fish in the head with a rock or a bush, so that he can give us some supplies for some reason.
It will grant you his magic spell. What's odd about that?
Thanks for beating me up. Here, take a magic spell. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I was so confused.
Looking at the splits here, it seems like there's about 45 seconds between the 2 runners after the end of the last dungeon, so certainly everything's still to play for here. One big mistake can swing that easily.
Absolutely, and we've seen it happen.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're heading up to Ice Palace, which is certainly one of the main contenders for run-ending mistakes.
Ice Palace is typically a very difficult split. Because if something goes wrong in that boss fight, it's a big old time loss. Gosh, imagine dying to cold being a time save. What category is that? Can I do that one?
Old Stare Death RTA when.
So, hanging out in Ice Palace, we see Lanx dealing with these ice mechanics, which can be pretty tricky. Though I often say that I believe that the swimming mechanics in this game are much worse. And we're at the point where really, everything's hitting pretty hard.
Yeah, for sure. Ice Palace is the dungeon where the game expects you to get the blue mail, so from here on in, they're expecting you to be able to take more damage than we can.
We will definitely see both runners get blue mail, right? I'm kidding.
It could be a good safety if only the big key was in the route.
Yeah, we do a really nice little exploit bomb jump that we're seeing on Lynx's screen right now. It's gonna save us like 3 minutes, honestly, that we would normally have to play if we didn't do it.
Yeah,
so
Ice
nice.
Palace is the dungeon we break the hardest in the run for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
We just ignore the puzzle completely and bomb jump around it.
So we're coming up on the Ice Palace bomb jump on someone's side of the screen. Gets a pretty nice damage boost there. Very, very good. Let's see how the IPBJ goes. Beautiful. Now let's go fight 3 clouds inside of an ice block.
When you put it like that, it sounds ridiculous.
Is it not part of your daily routine? Wake up, shower, brush your teeth, kill 3 clouds in an ice block.
Real nice double poke there from Lanxion. Excellent fight.
Beautiful. No cloud parties on his side of the screen. There are so many things going on in chat right now that I'm mostly just ignoring you guys, as Chalmers is talking about vaping into an Xbox Series S. So, I love you all, and I think you're all beautiful and so important. But let's see how someone's holster fight goes. Opting for the 6/ and doing it beautifully.
Yep. 2 different strats from the runners there, but clean execution from both of them.
Gosh, at the rate these runners are going, my pie's gonna be just cool enough when they're done.
Sounds ideal.
So now for a bit of errand work. We're gonna go get some more magic from, a rock. This game, man.
Yeah, it turns out you need the book here to translate the tablet that just tells you to hold your sword in the air.
So, of course, I've obviously been paying attention to the chat again. Who actually has a laundry list? Launderers, that's a good point. But we are heading into Swamp Palace on Link's side of the screen. Fun dungeon. It's a lot like Palace of Darkness in the sense that you have one main hub, and you're going back and forth in and out of that hub, which is a dungeon styling that we see a lot, especially in later Zelda games, but a lot here as well.
Yeah, Link to the Past definitely set a lot of the blueprints for future dungeon design in Zelda games. We see a lot more like actual design to the dungeons than we have in previous games. There's more theming. Most of the dungeons in Zelda 1 and 2 kind of look alike.
Yeah. Man, I've got those 2 games on my 2 playlists for this year. And I'm very nervous, honestly, because I've never played them before.
They're both reasonable games. I don't love either of them, but I can happily play them.
That's the best compliment I've heard about them ever, actually. So that's good.
Like Zelda 1's obviously a bit rough around the edges, but you can play it.
So now with both runners in Swamp Palace proper, we get to see some of that wonderful swimming technique that I was complaining about earlier. This dungeon is, like I said, a bit repetitive, but a lot of it is just maneuverability and movement tech, in my opinion. Especially up until the point where you get the dungeon item, the hook shot.
Yeah, and the hookshot's a pretty cool item in this game. It does a lot of stuff. Certainly one of my favourite items.
You know, I was also talking about this recently. I think it's so cool, but I think it would pull my arms out of their sockets.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
I mean, it has enough force that it hits something, grabs into it, and then pulls Link through the air. Like he is flying to get to his next destination. I mean, that's power. If I didn't have the Triforce of whatever, I wouldn't be looking for it. I think it might kill me.
Quite possibly. I think I heard a similar point made about the iron boots in Twilight Princess and walking on the ceiling with them and how impractical that would be.
Absolutely. So Link's going for that hammer dash that we were talking about earlier. Gets it, unlike me 3 times yesterday in the weekly. So good for him. Good for Lynx.
I mean, I commend your perseverance. I definitely don't try a second time.
To be fair, mine was the second time I've run the game since coming back from a year's hiatus, and I was like, why not? I wasn't really going for like PB, obviously, because I hadn't really practiced that much, but
It's fair.
the hookshot can break this game, especially the recently, well, I say recently, it's been over a year now, discovered hook pushes. Super cool to see those get implemented in various things. Someone taking another 1.0 shot from one of those beams, but getting the hammer dash.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned it, but someone actually got a gold Ice Palace split there, so the gap was closed slightly.
Good. I did not notice it. I did not mention it. So yeah. Little rough fire bar hitting someone in the face right there, but Link makes it out with mildly singed eyebrows and eventually a new hook shot.
Yeah, that's one of the many options for hammer dashes in Swamp. That one's definitely a bit riskier than the big key one.
So now there's some pretty serious tech that people try on the boss of Swamp Palace. So we'll see if either runner decides to opt for it. Looks like maybe. on Lanx's side of the screen, but doesn't get it because the boss just moved down too quickly. So we're getting one cycle. Possibly an empty cycle here? No. Very nice.
Yeah, that was fast enough to be a 1, but not quite a perfect 1.
Yeah. So gets out of the boss with no trouble and catches the crystal in a spot.
Yeah, crystal patches are impossible.
Another frustrating little bonk on someone's screen. But, you know, we're still in good shape to fight this boss.
Yeah,
yes, that is a good point, Greenham. A lot of different techniques can be used in the number of routes that we have. And there's quite a few amazing glitched, unrestricted, major glitch, whatever you want to see, runners that we have in the community, some even in this tournament who can show us just some amazing skills. Was that the 0 cycle and I talked over it?
No, there was no attempt at the 0 cycle from someone, but it was a really good one.
Okay, yeah, it was like, I like looked up and I was like, that was so smooth, am I stupid?
Yeah, he got all the puffs while they were spinning around the first time, so it was the fastest possible 1 cycle.
Nice, nice, nice. So now that I'm paying a little bit more closer attention to some of the techniques that they're using since we're so late in the tournament, Lynx oftentimes will opt to do a menu to help him read the RNG when he's switching items, like he did to get the perfect spot to dash turn while switching to the Ether Medallion in the Mire entrance. Let's see how his Mire 2-2 goes. Ooh, that was smooth.
Yeah, really nicely done. Sneaking in the extra sword beam to kill one of the popos. It's really tight to still get the 1 cycle if you go for that.
Absolutely. Let's see how someone does on the Mire 2. Link's killing a slug for a little bit of extra bombage.
Yeah, he actually got the 4 bomb drop there, which is a bit more than you'd like. Might have to waste some of them later.
Yeah. Very true. There's nothing like seeing Link tossing random bombs out of his bag while walking through a dungeon. So now we are on the road to get the Cane of Samaria.
Ooh, someone just avoided getting slugged there. That was real tight.
Again, I was like, who? And then I realized again. Oh,
Ooh.
Someone accidentally missing the fire rod issue there. Not something we really love to see.
Yeah, being down a fire rod shot here is not ideal either. He might have to skip out on one of the spooky action uses.
There's also the full magic refill on the bridge before the spooky area, but I don't know if that...
I suspect it's slower to grab that than it is to skip Spooky 3, but I'm not certain.
I think you're right. There's a small magic in Spike Room.
Actually, especially if you're planning on going for fake powder, because then you'd have to use up all the magic afterwards as well.
Ooh,
Which
Link's
someone
having
might
some
do.
trouble with that first Samaria switch. Having to do a little dance, but makes it through. Apologies for interrupting you again.
No worries, it was worth talking about. I know if I mess up that first Mario block, I always kill my Spooky when I try and fix it.
I'm not at the point where I do Spooky yet, but I think it's something I would like to start trying.
Yeah, honestly, it's not that bad. The biggest problem with it is not being able to use powder during the dungeon.
Yeah, and I still like my powder. So going in on this fight here, Lanx actually taught me this boss fight in person while a little bit inebriated. And all he said was, so you walk up here and you go, "Oop," and you walk over here and you go, "Oop," and you walk over here and you go, "Oop," and then you shoot 8 arrows.
Yeah, that sounds like what an inebriated person would say.
Yeah. I mean, I learned. It was great. I think the whoops were all sword spins.
Yeah, is that not what you always call sword spins?
Oh, definitely. Well, let's see. Yeah, skipping the third spooky.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
Yeah, probably the best decision. Oh, we're gonna get that fake powder here. Yeah, you know, this boss is one where it's really nice to have more hearts rather than less, because you are taking intentional damage and using iframes to get around these mini eyeballs.
Yeah, absolutely, and if you make a mistake, it can hit real hard as well.
Unfortunately, not able to get through without that first lightning phase, but still cleans it up very nicely. Oh, the bush guard! Poor Lanxy.
Wow. I mean, really, it's his fault for not spotting the guard hiding in the grass. It should be pretty obvious, right?
Honestly, right? I mean, I keep wondering about that kind of stuff. So now we come back through Hebra Mountain. Using that hook shot, we activate hook speed, taking a bonk 70 frames down the drain, but it's still pretty nice.
Yep, someone heading to... Oh, of course, someone still has to collect the ice rod as well.
Yes. And someone, much like me, has an entire split with the name of the item that he needs to go get, because I forget to.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. I still do all my errands in Maya, and I'm scared to move.
Yeah, I just moved. Well, so I'm still doing Mire before Swamp so that I can get gold and silvers. But yeah. So Lanx's entrance into Turtle Rock is a 1:12:06 on his screen. To give us an idea of how close the runners are right now.
Yeah, I want to say it's a little over a minute between them, but we'll see
Just
when...
about, yeah. But we'll see. We now have a frame of reference.
Yeah, and it's definitely still within a mistake of each other, that's for sure.
So again, taking some intentional damage. That little crystal beat that we had was not intentional, so Link's opting to do some additional hook frames to avoid more damage. I'm pretty smart.
Yeah, you'll see some players just mirror out of the roller room in that spot as well, if they've taken damage.
Which is a loss, but not as much as going slowly through that room. So hopefully we see a fairy here. We do! Fairy skip helps us out. A 1:13:22 entry for someone, so about a minute and almost a quarter of a minute in difference. I'm not going to explain prize packs to you, Greenham, because I know that I'll say one thing wrong, and suddenly you and the rest of chat will be at my throat. Link's getting some safety arrows there. That's a good choice, safe choice. So we will need those arrows in the next dungeon, so...
Yep, we need at least 18 to kill Ice Armos.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Link's taking a...
This room can get messy.
Yep, this is a messy room and a time loss. But, you know, we survived. We got full magic out of it.
Yeah, we chased the Poké down eventually.
We did not get the fairy drop on someone's side of the screen, so we have 2 more chances to see it pop up. Stay tuned.
Yeah, you tend to get it eventually. There are a lot of opportunities for Poké to drop things here.
Absolutely.
There's like 8 total.
50-50 chance. And so there's a chance you could get on this double Poké's room that Lynx is in right now. Of course he doesn't. There's a chance you can get it in the room that someone's in right now, where Lynx had a bit of difficulty. Looks like someone cleaning it up, but still not getting that fairy, and still getting bunnied.
Fortunately, he's at plenty of health, so it shouldn't really matter not getting the fairy yet.
Absolutely, but it is nice to have those beams in the room that Lynx is just leaving.
Yeah, but there's still 4 chances for Pokés to drop items in the Pokés 2.
You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
I mean, getting the magic drop would also be really nice from someone, because he's a little low right now.
Absolutely, and this is another one where you need to have magic to be able to do a few things later on.
Still no drop?
Oh, there
it is. Okay, there's the fairy and the magic. Okay.
And the magic. Oh,
last chance.
Link's having a pretty solid laser skip there, very quick. As we head into our final peg maze.
Yeah, here's someone showing off the beam strats in Crystal Roller Room.
So Link's going in with 6 hearts on Trinex. Do you know why they named Trinex the way they did? I haven't been able to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, we may never know.
I wish that we could, ask one of the developers, but maybe one day we'll find out.
Yeah, some pieces of lore just get lost to history. Ooh, someone being bothered by the Poké here.
Gonna end up going in with 4 hearts, which, it's not the worst boss fight for that, but you still don't want to see it.
Yeah, he can't take a head hit, so that's the scary part.
Hey Rob, you remember that that lady who was following us about, an hour and 12 minutes ago, maybe a little more than that?
I sure do.
Is that her?
You know, it just might be.
Wonder what she's doing there. Oh, okay, someone, you're making me a little scared.
Yeah, looks like he's giving Triumphs a nice wide berth on this last phase to be a little bit safer.
Very oh! Almost at it, but gets chased down by the Onyx original form. Takes a death. We're gonna have to see him do the Walk of Shame? I don't know. Greenham has me overthinking what I'm gonna call it, as we support our runner through the second pass through Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and there was the danger of trying to play that last phase a little bit safe by standing further away, is that you don't get the double spin and then have to slash more times, which can sometimes be more dangerous.
So, meanwhile, Lynx is hanging out in Ganon's Tower, which is oddly named since we haven't really heard Ganon's name ever once in this speedrun, I don't think, at this point. So how do we know? Does it have a sign somewhere? Is there a directory?
Yeah, I have no idea what Ganon's name is in Japanese, so I can't help you there.
Lynx, unfortunately, being on the wrong side of that peg. Ganon could be, Faye, it's been so long since I've touched the English version of the game. I don't know.
Another chest turn from Lanx there, just showing off at this point.
Absolutely. And everyone in chat, again, attacking me for messing up a piece of knowledge. So I thank you guys. I was memeing a bit, but thank you. I promise it won't happen again. And there we see Lynx popping his bombs off on the floor. Now, remember that Armos fight we had? Okay, we are actually in worse shape this run than we were with last run in Trinex, only going in with 3 hearts. Doesn't really make a difference because no matter what they're going to do, 4 hearts of damage, so... Or is it more with the Gherkin? Jerkin. Opting to play it safe, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's opting to play the second phase aggressively this time. Wow, that was close.
Oh my goodness! Hey, we are alive, and this is what tournament is all about, High energy, high stakes, high risk. I think Chalmers almost having to run to the little baker's room after that, but... Whew! Keeping you guys on your toes and me on the edge of my seat, I guess. So Lanx hanging out in the gauntlet portion of Ganon's Tower, 5 particularly difficult combat rooms with conveyor belts, Beamos, ice, spikes, Zazzix, and skeletons. Rob, which do you think is your least favorite?
Precisely what's happening to Lanx right now is my least favorite.
Yeah, a lot of people say that G4 is their least favorite, and honestly, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Beautiful G5, though. And now we have the Revenge of the Lanmos, who are much easier to fight in our currently powered up state. Getting a very nice first cycle on Lynx's side.
Yeah, it's always nice to have the one cycle there when they've probably bothered you earlier in the run. Also, it looks like your lore knowledge might be vindicated here. Apparently Ganon is not said at the pyramid.
Well, well, well. How about that? It's all good, guys. Someone having quite a firebar party, but still getting through. I noticed Link skipped the torch key, so I'm wondering. Yep, looks like we're getting the peg chest key. The pegs make numerous appearances throughout. I think they're one of my favorite mechanics that we see, that I believe were first introduced in this game, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. And then they make a return in Link's Awakening, but they work a little bit differently.
Link's heading through that mini Heckmasaur room very well. Different strategy to what I'm used to. Unfortunately, someone letting that last Armos get the best of him and having to resort to slashes. Very unfortunate. On the geometry side of things, Link's getting two hits on the first cycle, I think maybe 1 or 2 on the second, and 0 on the third. Okay.
There we go. I think he got 1 hit on the third there, making it a 4, I think.
I think it ended up being 2-2-0-2. That third one was little dice. He did get one. I don't know how things work. So thank you guys for keeping me honest. I apologize.
It was definitely a 4 cycle in some way.
Yeah. And now onto the blue pig himself. Lynx drops down the back crash pyramid to find Ganon, the blue pig. 4 phases, and we're home free. So don't blink, because it's not a particularly long fight if all goes to plan. Gauntlet, on the other hand, is being a typical gauntlet for someone.
A lot of warps going on over here. Okay. Ganon decided to calm down.
Those warps, they'll get ya. Someone entering the last portion of... There we go.
Yeah, Ganon has stopped warping around now. We are still to see the infinite warps fight. One day, maybe.
I am quite a bit nervous. It looks like 2 hearts left on someone's side of the screen and minimal options to get many more.
Yeah, you can grab 1 in this next room and that's about it.
Yeah.
Maybe get some lucky drops from a Wizrobe.
Alright, y'all get your congratulations hands ready, as I believe Lynx will be popping that pig out of existence sometime soon. That's a good point from Greenham, is that there's always the opportunity for a fake powder.
Yeah, I would definitely expect someone to go for that at the top of the tower. There we go.
There's
GG's.
some pig blow up happening. Lynx holds his sword high over his head. Get those GG's in chat. As Lynx... Oh yeah, we're definitely going to see a fake powder with that strat. Lynx gets an official racetime.gg time of 1:27:53.
Yeah, very solid run.
Yeah, a very good tournament run, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Yep, we are seeing someone getting rid of all of their magic. to prep for fake powder in this next room. But accident. Oh, I see. So Moldworm 2, always a fun little fight. Nice revenge with our current power-ups that we can pretty much get rid of him with just a slash and a spin. Ooh, the bumper is giving some issue to someone, but he makes it through great. Now let's see how his geometry, the boss fight, goes.
I think that was probably just one hit.
I think you're right, but if I'm not right, everyone's gonna say something, which is deserved. That's
I mean, two of them actually might have hit, but I'm pretty sure they hit close enough together that it will count as one regardless.
Yeah, that's always so frustrating. There we go. Someone making it out of the fight. With full health, full magic. We love to see that. Back crash goes right on through, and someone is in the hole.
Yep, one more fight against a pig and then we're out of here. Ooh, downward facing Ganon. Let's see how someone deals with this. Looked good to me.
Making it through, we are in the third phase. Let's hope these warps are kind.
You had to ask, didn't you?
You know, yeah, that's my fault. Now we are just a few small spins from victory. Luckily getting this torch glitch makes everything a lot easier. We don't have to worry about that right-hand torch going out. And we can blow up a pig. Get your GGs and your hypes in chat for someone325.
Yeah, GG someone. Good race from both players. Shame about the Trinex incident, but beyond that, it was a pretty decent run.
Very nice run, and really made us, pay attention. I mean, there were some drama, some really close calls. So big thanks to our runners for that. I think we are being joined by someone. I know Lynx didn't have time for an interview today, but GG's someone, welcome.
GG's.
So talk us through your race a little bit.
Sorry, I cut out for a second, but I just want to say sometimes you press up and the game doesn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, you gave us quite a show. We have, looks like a gold on Ice Palace.
Big thanks to our runners for that.
And
Mhm.
y'all
We
were
are
really
joined by
tied up
someone. I
for
know
quite a
Links,
bit of it.
didn't
Were you
have
watching
time.
along with the restream for an
Yeah, I watched a
interview
little
today,
bit.
but,
Looks like
GG someone, welcome.
Lanxion had some troubles in Light World and then didn't have troubles in Dark World.
So talk us through your race a little bit. Yeah. Sounds about right from what I can remember. Had a little bit of trouble here and there, but still made it through pretty nicely. Yeah.
Yeah, I was keeping up, but
Hey, you gave us
there wasn't really
quite
much
a
of a way
show.
for
We
me to
had,
pass him.
looks like a gold on Ice
Uh,
Palace.
What can you do?
And y'all were really tied
Yeah,
up.
for sure. You
quite a
needed
bit
a
of it.
mistake in the
Were you
end, right?
watching
Until the
along with
Trinex fight,
restream?
you were one mistake behind, basically.
Yeah. But he played well and he didn't give me much.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Well,
From what
it
I
is
can
not
over for you yet. We will, I believe. I should probably have looked back at the brackets before I said that, but I believe that's correct. I guess I could be wrong.
I mean, this was a winner's bracket match, right? So
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I thought so, and now I'm like panicking trying to find where I read that to make sure I was right. So we've still got some more gaming that we get to see from you. Any other goals for the tournament so far? Any like personal goals that you're going for?
So the 127 PB, I didn't record that, so I'd like to, get a recording of 127 somewhere.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it looks like I have a break to wait for losers to catch up.
yeah, I was just looking at the bracket. I think there's a couple of matches we need to get through first before you have an opponent.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. I think the random tournament's also starting up, so I could do something with that.
Absolutely. Rob, any thoughts or comments that you wanted to pop in about the race?
I think we've covered all the key points.
Someone, anything else you want to say or mention?
No, not much. Thanks for the restream. Thanks for commentating.
Thanks for the great race. I'm going to go ahead and pass this back on to our lovely ZSR restreamer. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, folks, for tuning into this NMG bracket race. And we have we do have another one coming up this evening, I do believe, 10 p.m. Eastern Time and UTC 2 a.m., which is going to be Kane. I apologize if I say it wrong. Kane Deschain versus John Rossums. And that will be coming on this ZSR channel as well. So GG's to both of our runners today, Someone and Lanxion. Thank you to both of our commentators, Anders QT and Rob J. Beasley. And have a good day, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to ZSR, and we will see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.